And welcome. My name is Ying and I'm a C-drama deity in training, and today I actually wanted to make a reaction video on A Moment But Forever, Wu Shuang, which is a donghua adaptation freshly released on iQIYI and now finally finished. I usually watch C-dramas when like all episodes are available and the great ending was already published and released, because I like to binge watch my stuff. I can't do it like watch 2 episodes and then wait for another 2 episodes for a week. Just that just hurts me inside. Like, this is just not my thing. It will drive me literally insane. It will hurt my soul, my body, my everything. So I waited until A Moment But Forever was like completely released on iQIYI, and then I went into the first episode. Like, literally I was super hyper to make like a reaction video, and then I realized that the first episode was so hyper boring that there was literally no reaction in my face that you could watch, which was really bad if you want to make a reaction video. And then I started watching the next episode. It got a little bit better, but everything felt kind of missing something, missing a little bit of the spice, because the expectations were just so high. Because Liu Xueyi is a great actor, and he is at his best when he can play complex gray characters, like people who aren't really good but also aren't really bad. But if he can act as a bad guy, it's the best he can do, because he's like really good at being good, but he's better when he's being bad and a villain. It's a very tasty it's a very tasty thing to watch and a very tasty thing to react to. So I mean, just check out the trailer in the background, because the trailer got me like all hyped up. I'm like, oh, Liu Xueyi finally in a great C-drama where he plays the male lead and not just the secondary role or the villain and antagonist. And actually, this role, I read something about it before I started watching the series. So it's a gray character. He's kind of an antagonistic hero. And I was like, oh my god, that's the best role he can get. And then you see like in the trailer all the super animations, the great CGI, the nice costumes, and of course some powerful sexy scenes by Liu Xueyi. And actually the female lead isn't so bad either. So I was like, oh, this is going to be great. This is just going to eat up my brain after Moonlight Mystique. And then I was just literally sitting there and waiting for things to happen.
One eternity later.
Oh yeah, and the secondary couple. Oh my god, the secondary couple. They were non-existent. I was like, do I have to watch this? And then I always caught myself like skipping. I literally skipped over all the scenes with the secondary couple. I mean, looked at the CGI, at the effects. The after production is one of the highest quality I've seen in recent C-dramas, and the effects are wonderful. But still, the whole thing didn't get me until episode 20, I swear by god. I watched the thing like episode by episode until like episode 20, where the arc basically happens around Peijou, which is one of his qilings, like one of his spiritual beasts. He has like 5 spiritual beasts he needs to collect so he can, in the end, spoiler, like destroy the world. No, he's not going to save the world, he's going to destroy the world, because Liu Xueyi is best at being a bad person instead of a good person. So, and then I saw like the supporting cast, like Deng Kai and this other guy who played Teng She in Love and Redemption. So a lot of like familiar faces come together, and I was like super hyped. So, oh, this is going to be beep, but it was not. I was very disappointed, I have to say. Not really a reaction video anymore. It's kind of still reaction, but it's more like a rant, because I was so hyper for this freaking show, and I was like really happy for Liu Xueyi getting finally a male like leading role in a decent xianxia. And I think the role of Yuan is actually literally written for him, because it's a complex character. So he starts off at this like small, weaky MVP buy, but he's just playing it. Actually, he's just playing weak to get his goals and then to destroy humanity. That's actually a great role for Liu Xueyi. Like, he's the best cast for this thing. However, it's just missing the magic. Like, the comedic points didn't came out really. The romantic storyline was not really working out. It kind of felt very like lukewarm until episode 20 plus something. So you need really to push yourself to watch like until episode 20 plus, And then everything started rolling, and then I actually caught myself binge watching it. Like starting from episode 20 or 21, I literally watched like 7 episodes in a row because I want to know what's going to happen next. But before that, I was like, oh my god, when this is going to be interesting. Yeah, the arc with Peijio, like one of his cheatings, was really really interesting. And also side actors who plays his cheatings, they are greatly talented, I would say. The second main lead, not so much. The second main lead was also a huge disappointment despite his looks. But Liu Xueyi always give his best. He's like 120% into every one of his roles. Yuan Zhong, exactly. And he's really, really great at being bad. He's basically like Mae West. She said,
well, when I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better.
He's just better when he can be the villain. And actually he can be a male lead villain in this show. And that's why I got my hopes so high up. I was like, this is going to be and then went like, wait, lukewarm waters. And then okay, I'm gonna keep watching for Liu Xueyi. I'm gonna keep watching. The show will get better. And in the end, actually it got really better. At some point you would get familiar to the secondary characters and realize, okay, this thing starts now to work out together as an adventure and a romance. It's okay. But until then, it's like, oof, piece of work. And that's not what a C-drama should be. Like, people should not feel obliged or forced to watch this. They should be like sitting in their seats like, oh, what's going on next episode? I need to know. I want to watch the next episode. 3M, I don't care. I want to watch this now. This is how it should be. Yeah. Try to summarize this. If you are a Liu Xueyi fan, this is a must watch because it's like the most decent xianxia adaptation I have seen recently with Liu Xueyi in its main lead role. Usually he gets like the second position as second main lead or even villain and antagonist because he's so good at being bad. Everybody knows that, also the directors and the scriptwriters. But this role was literally written for him. And I think if you can stick around for 20 episodes plus, you will realize it is a great show. But before that, you really have to push yourself through until it gets interesting and addicting, of course. But if you are not like a hardcore Liu Xueyi fan, it will be hard to stay around for 20 episodes or so plus until things get burning. Maybe you can... This show was actually, I would say, the opposite of Kill Me Love Me, because in Kill Me Love Me he had also the chance at a great breakthrough as male lead character. Like the first episode was pure fire. I was like literally cringing behind like my monitor. I was like, next episode, what's going on? My room is burning, it's so hot. And then everything after that was lukewarm waters. And here was kind of the opposite. The first 20 episodes was like lukewarm waters. And after that it was like, oh, now it's getting better. Okay, now I need to know what's going on in the next episode. And then you keep binge watching. Yeah. Yeah, and then you just basically go to the end and get the heart egg and all the stuff that all the great emotions you need for a great C-drama comes at the second half, or maybe I would say the second third of the whole drama, which is kinda also, it just doesn't feel right, because if you are not a hardcore Liu Xueyi fan, you're never going to stick around for 20 plus episodes just because the ending is so great, right? So I guess something went wrong with the pacing. Everything else about the C-drama I think is great. The casting, the costumes, the makeup, especially the special effects and the after production, I have to say is of very high value, even better than Moonlight Mystique, definitely. But it's still kind of missing this something like make me addicted to the show from episode 1 on. And that's very important for C-dramas nowadays. It has to catch you from episode 1 and then pull you through until the last episode, like a whole ride. Yeah. This one was watchable, but not memorable. Yeah. I only can really recommend it to people who are hardcore Liu Xueyi fans like I am. We would watch him 20 episodes. But I have to say, like, compared to In Blossom, this was like a masterpiece. I really tried to watch In Blossom. It was impossible. I think I watched like 2, 3, maximum 4 episodes and then dropped the whole show. It was so awful. the female lead was like a toast bread. She was basically non-existent. I don't know how Liu Xueyi kept on acting like all this seriously through the whole show, carrying her, but it was impossible. And in this show, actually, the female lead was okay, and that just like let him just go completely unhinged. I'm pretty sure it will be epic. Like I have seen it in Kill Me Love Me episode 1. If he goes unhinged, how hardcore, magnetic, like charismatic this man can be. But if you just mellow him down, yeah, you keep him in luke waters, bath him in luke waters, the whole series will be lukewarm waters for everyone to watch. So thank you for watching. I hope next time we will see. I saw like a trailer of Liu Xueyi in another show with Meng Ziyi. I'm very hyped for that one because I want to see that. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.